Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy, back from the Christmas break here. It is Tuesday, January 2nd. Markets weren't open yesterday, but getting right into it. It's at the close of New York. Oil opened, gap up, believe it or not, from Friday's range. Had that move down, got to its close, settled in around it for a little while before they decided where they were going to take it. Punched new contract lows, had a retracement, had a nice inverse short opportunity for students. Massive move there before they fizzled out for the remainder of the day. So we are closing net down on the day, needless to say, with that massive move on that day. Just a general note, this is already a lot more participation in the markets today than we've had last week. Not total, but this day in general compared to last Tuesday, a lot more, that's for sure. And then gold opened inside of its range from yesterday, pretty close to its close, not terribly far from it. I was just down here. You can see it took them a good almost 2 hours to get it, an hour to get it, but they got it, closer to the 2 hour, but needless to say, they got it. Eventually, it was a fight, not a large move in gold today. They did have a random bit of volatility that just kicked in. They stopped at this HVA edge here from a prior edge from the prior low of, what was that, Friday? That we have marked here, and then we have another value area marked here that makes the HVA. So they blew through that low from Friday and got to the other edge of the other side of that HVA, like I just said. And then they had the volatility just kick up on the upside. They couldn't leave that stratosphere and get out of and make new highs, but they did settle in, closing around that same close from the day on Friday, but ever so slightly above it. So we are closing positive ever so slightly in gold. It looks like they're already looking to take it down lower, though. And then we are closing negative in oil. Now, the equities, that's an interesting note. They opened gap down, the ES and the NASDAQ. ES, much like the NASDAQ, it was a fight all day. But the ES got to its range low, never got to its close. But at least it did get to that range. It looked like they were trying to get to that close and break through, but they just didn't have that momentum to punch through and get to it. And with lack of momentum in that direction, the sellers won and started making a new low. They had a round trip confirming that hand, and they just made some new ones before we closed out here, and then they started that climb. So they'll go for another hour or so. I mean, this move here, the last 20 minutes of the market, is 2/3 of the day's move. If you think of that in that regard. So that was a lot of volatility that happened right there. And then the NASDAQ didn't even reach its prior low. Didn't even get to it. They didn't really have much conviction to get up there. They tried, but it was short-lived. So here's the initial opening. They shot down, and then they tried once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then they just fizzled and gave up. And they've been melting down for the most part all day long. Granted, they had some great retracements for opportunities to go short for trending entries, but overall, it was just a seller's day in the NASDAQ. And then they finally got buyers to step in around this 16,629 mark, once, twice, 3 times, practically challenging that edge, and the buyers finally got it. Much like the ES, the last 20 minutes of the market, they had a good portion of a move. I would say majority in the NASDAQ, but it was about almost halfway of that day's move. There's the top, bottom, half is around right here. So not like the ES where they did 2/3 of the move in 20 minutes. They almost did half in the NASDAQ, which is a lot. But we are finishing negative in the equities, positive in gold, negative in oil. If you'd like to learn more information about the methodology we teach live in our rooms each and every day, or about how you can get these levels onto your charts the night before, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Get in touch with us at either location. We'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day. We look forward to seeing you there.